Welcome, Aries, to your Aries February 2021 reading. It's great to see you again. Great to see the subscribers in particular. Now I have drawn an Aries card for you. So that will sit on top of the reading, and I'm going to draw 5 cards for you this month, as is our usual practice, of course, and we shall see what they have to say for you. By the way, if you would like to have a personal clairvoyant reading, which in part uses tarot but relies on clairvoyance and some other things, then just check out the information in the description box below, and you can see how easy it is. But let's get things underway for you, shall we? Looking good. What do we have here for you? We have the 3 of Wands. It's a particularly good card. There's the 2 of Cups. Let's see what else there is here for you, shall we? The Knight of Swords. The Knight of Coins. 2 knights. They'll have something to say for you. They could also be people in your life. So we shall see who they are. And one more, shall we? Let's take it here. For Aries, February 2021, the Queen of Wands. You have people everywhere. That's because you are so popular. Let's have a good close look at the cards together. Let them speak to me, and I'll do the reading for you. Now, next month's reading will be published on Wednesday, the 10th of February at 2 p.m. US Eastern Time. Let's have a look at your Aries card, shall we? And see what there is there from an artistic point of view. There you are. And that energy, of course, thanks to the developer of the deck, is going to be with you all throughout this time now. But I want to have a look first at this beautiful 2 of Cups that is here. And let's have a look at this, the 2 of Cups. Well, do you know, I call this the Lord of Love. It is Venus in the first decan of Cancer, 21st of June to the 1st of July. Now, this exemplifies the benefit of drawing this card by you, I think, because Venus is the most receptive of signs, and it is to do with love, beauty, and creativity, the receptive of planets, I should say. And Cancer, the sign, well, that is about nurturing, comfort, about support, and also about healing. I think what this speaks to you about is close bonds, togetherness, love, harmony, and a relationship, if you're in a partnered relationship, that is strengthening, mutual love and respect, happy relationships, and the great deal of emotional exchange. And this can be in your romantic life or in other relationships that you have. This can also signify the beginning of a harmonious relationship, which could be in business, it could be a social relationship, but it also could be a relationship of the heart, of romance, and it can be a reinvigoration of an existing partnered relationship. You may well, if you meditate, be able to access universal love. There is a love here that is both special and equal, and you'll be able to give and receive love in equal measure. You might ask yourself, with which persons and in which surroundings can you now share your love? Pay attention to the love that is coming to you now. Remain open and let it enter you and go deep inside. There is nothing to do, really, at this time other than enjoy what life has to offer. And say to yourself, I am now ready to let into my life the love relationships which fulfill me. Now, people often wonder what the nature of love is. Well, love is somebody that when he calls to you, you should follow him. And love's ways can be hard and steep, but when his wings unfold and then turn around and clasp you around you, then yield to him. Though the sword hidden among his feathers may wound you, and when he speaks to you, believe in him. Though his voice may shatter your dreams as the north wind lays waste the garden, For even as love crowns you, so can he crucify you. Even as he is for your growth, so he is for your pruning as well. Even as he ascends to your highest branches, your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so can love also descend into your roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. Like sheaves of corn, he gathers you unto himself. He threshes you to make you naked. He sifts you to free you from your husks. He grinds you to whiteness, and he kneads you until you are pliant. And then he assigns to you his sacred fire, that you may become sacred bread for God's sacred feast. Well, let me have a look now at this card, which is your first one here. This is the Lord of Established Strength, as I call it, otherwise known as the Three of Wands. Well, the astrology of this card in this position is the Sun in the second decan of Aries, the 31st of March till April the 9th. And this is about birth and creation and manifestation. The Sun in Aries in this card, well, this is really good because the Sun is also exalted in your sign of Aries. So this placement is very favorable. And you, as an Aries, enjoy a challenge. And Aries suns are happiest when their lives are moving forward and are active. So I think this is talking about ideas crystallizing and the confirmation that you are on the right path. It can be business expansion. It may also be that you are looking at a hobby that you have and asking yourself, how can I turn this into money? I think what this is also saying is that now you have got some direction in your life following the beginning of the new year. You have direction to apply yourself in order for you to be your best and to be of service to the world. Now, this is about also looking inside and outside with integrity, honesty, and no compromise. It might also be the time to go and check the integrity of somebody else, and that somebody else actually could be another Aries, so just be on the lookout for that. But it is important for you to operate from a place of integrity before making decisions at the moment, and have clarity of mind and of heart before actions, so that you bring about the best result. And unless you do have that clarity, then don't act. But if you do have clarity of mind and heart, then this is saying that this is now a very auspicious time to act. Now pay attention to your own point and internal stillness. Center yourself and overcome. Are there any reasons for any self-doubts that you have? Do you let doubt cloud your virtues? And if you are not centered and feel doubts lingering within, then overcome them. This is the time that they will be overcome. And say to yourself, I do have the power and the virtue to reflect and to know what is best for me. Well, let me have a look at the central card that's here. And this is the what? What is this? The Knight of Swords. Okay. Right, now you're placed with the Three of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. You've got this Two of Cups there, so what do you mean in that context there? Well, this knight here, esoterically, he represents air, and in swords, that is the suit of air. And so we have the airy part of air, and so lots of air twirling and running around like a tornado. Now, people I think who may be important to you this time are Aquarius and Capricorn. This is the night of the chariots of the winds. Now, court cards, of course, can be of either gender, irrespective of how they happen to be depicted in the card, but I'll refer to him as a man, and probably a young man, who is actually quite intelligent, full of ideas and plans, very clever, but actually quite unstable. Somebody who can be domineering, in fact, somebody who is elusive, but somebody who can also be very impressionable. That is someone who takes on the ideas and the energies of others almost without filtering them through the intellect. Now, yeah, I get a lot of Capricorn and Aquarius around him. Lots of air, lots of activity, but no plans as such. And I think he can, as he stands here, he can move forward easily enough, but I don't think there is any direction in his mind as the object of his movement. And if he ends up anywhere, it's kind of accidental rather than intended. So what this is saying to you is that be careful that your mind doesn't let you get out of control at the moment. But this is a person here whose creative powers and process works, and when it works well, it is fantastic. But the challenge is to make sure for him that his thoughts are grounded, and so he needs to make sure that things are practical. Otherwise, his ideas can just not bear fruit. A lot of creative thinking here, probably cutting through, I'm just looking at this sword here, cutting through entanglements. And it may well be that you are becoming free of limited ideas and models. I do think, though, that you will have quite clear perception during this period. This is a time also when you need to let go of past entanglements and thoughts and emotions to do with past, perhaps defeats or injuries that you have received. This is saying that also that you will have the intelligence of Mercury to propel you forward and to make use of your creative, artistic, and analytical aspects to your nature. This is someone who is, I think, the Knight here is someone who has a highly developed intellect and somebody who loves thinking, questioning, and philosophizing. Now, I know that you do, but this might also relate to somebody that you know. Someone who's good at creating ideas quickly, but moves on without developing them. It's almost as if any new idea he has is immediately taken up as he thinks that it's better than any other idea that he has, but nothing's grounded, so you need to make sure that your ideas are such that are going to be practical and move you forward. This card here, incidentally, when we get to it, I think is giving you more insight into that and giving you the solution and saying that this is going to happen. Because what this is saying is, I think that there is a need for you to slow down and analyze your thoughts to see if something practical can be gained from them. Now, free yourself from whatever limits your mind and spirit. But be sure you express your ideas and plans in ways that other people will understand and accept their opinions humbly. Your thinking may be ahead of its time, you see, but you will be able to adjust to make your vision workable in the present without sacrificing anything. And you might ask yourself, what beliefs, feelings, relationships, or programmed ideas do you allow to limit you? Say to yourself, my creative possibilities have no limits, but they do need to be grounded. Well, shall we have a look at his cousin, who is this Knight of Coins, or as I call him, the Knight of the Chariot of the Earth. Let's have a look here. There he is. Let's have a look here. A lot of Taurus around this. There's also a lot of Aries in here as well. So I think that this is speaking of someone who's very energetic, someone who is a capable manager and a steadfast worker. Someone who is, I think, slow to anger, but look out if he's been enraged. And the reason why I'm saying that is because he's on the same line as his Queen of Wands, which I'm going to get to in just a moment. Could be times when you have some fury attached to yourself, even though this energy here is saying, having analyzed your thoughts from this card to make them practical, This is about steadfastly moving forward to turn them into a reality. Now, he is air and he is in the suit of earth. Now, earth and air, they are enemies esoterically and they weaken each other. So we can expect some sort of conflict in his makeup. But the attributes of this person is someone who is competent, hardworking, reliable, probably quite realistic and materialistic, someone who is focused but can also be stubborn. And it is possible that some people might think that you do have, because of this focus that you bring about, something of a lack of emotional warmth. There's great energy in dealings with the material things. You'll be unshakable. You'll be quite prudent in how you go about things. And I think it's important that you have a lot of physical activity at this time. This is a time when you will be taking responsibility for your life and becoming focused. And actually, you could well be quite good at sport. You'll be very interested in design and building things. Now, this doesn't just mean things like architecture and construction, but it can also mean about building a lovely environment around where you live, or a garden. It can also extend to fashion and makeup, things like that. You'll be putting a lot of effort into practical things at the moment. And again, just beware here that you could come off as being insensitive and dull and maybe lacking emotional warmth. So make sure that you keep yourself open to others. But this is a time in your life when you are going to be goal-oriented. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of this Three of Wands that's here. You now have that direction to go. So this card is very complementary with this one here. You do have goals and you are going to get there, and you're going to want to sort out the material side of your life. Things to do with your health, your work, things that are tangible to you. This is a time to take action. And if you do so, important experiences are going to be the result. Now, what activities do you enjoy? What activities would help you towards your self-realization? Find a physical, creative activity in which you find joy and fulfillment. And say to yourself, I am finding the work that fulfills and satisfies me. Well, then that takes us finally, I think. Is it finally? Yes, it is. Finally, to the Queen of the Thrones of Flame. The watery aspect of fire. Fire and water. She's water because she's the queen and she's in the suit of fire, and water and fire don't mix, so we should find some volatility coming out of her. And there could be light and dark sides to her. Now, this is someone who can, I'm getting a lot of Aries around here at the moment as well, but it's also Pisces that could well be important to you. Pisces gives her a sensitivity and inspiration, and Aries gives her leadership and self-confidence. Now, this is a woman, and my previous comment about gender fluidity apply as well. This is a woman who is adaptable, who has a persistent energy, a calm authority. And look, it's almost as if you will, I think, have swallowed a bottle of beauty pills, because you will have great powers of attraction during this period, and people are going to find you very attractive. I think you might also be generous. But this is a woman, I think, who can sometimes be intolerant and be impatient with opposition. She has an immense capacity for friendship and love, but it's almost as if it's at her initiative. In some respects, there is a sort of a self-complacent vanity about her, even a snobbery. Now I'm not saying you, so this could be someone else, but she can brood and come to a wrong decision as a result of that brooding and react with savagery. And she can be quick to take offense and harbor revenge without good cause. And she can also suffer what I say are fits of the blues, which she overcomes with booze. And then she reacts at the end of that with a number of panic-stricken outbursts of ill-considered fury. But there's a great degree of self-knowledge associated with her as well. This is a time when you'll be going through a process of self-discovery and remembering your power. You got to where you are by resolving difficulties in the past, and now you are a stronger character. It's time for you to express your natural power and beauty, and to move on from the past. She knows what she wants, and I think that life is going to be quite active for you during this time. You are certainly going to create a very powerful first impression. Now, you have worked on yourself and made progress. It's time to learn how to share this with others. Let your self-realization be expressed in your daily life. How can you share what you have found for yourself with other people? And say this to yourself: I am a radiant light being, filled with light and love. Well, what a fantastic spread of cards for you. Good job, Aries. Well done. That's where it is for you this month. Well, I thought that was a fascinating reading, didn't you? It was great, very exciting, very interesting information coming through. Lots of things to think about, lots of things to prepare yourself for, and get things going, because you have got everything going for you. And there is actually one thing that I need to say, and it's this: make sure, look, if you did like the video, please do hit the like button. It does help the YouTube algorithm somehow or other. The YouTube gremlins do things, or elves, they go and do some stuff, and I'd appreciate that. But in the meantime, and until I see you again next month, remember one thing and one thing always, and it is this: that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.